We're just in time for What's Hot. We'll talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
We're joined today by Susie Falk from the Falk Group Public Relations. Jeff Wagner back with us also. Hundreds of Milwaukee students upset about metal detectors at some of the big high schools. More than 200 Riverside High School students protested today. They were holding signs reading, "We are scholars, not suspects." That kind of delayed the whole screening thing for an hour. Should Riverside High School and the others install metal detectors?
Oh boy, you know, Riverside students, you're not suspects and you're all good mostly, but it just takes the occasional student to come in with a gun, and it just is devastating as we've seen in recent years. So please accept this. It's sort of the new norm. Look what happened at Nicolet yesterday. My daughter was at Nicolet. There was a bomb threat. It turned out to be false alarm, of course, but they have metal detectors, and so you're not fully protected, but let the metal detectors come into your school, and you're not suspects. We're trying to take care of you.
See, never let me get in the way of a good protest. I mean, I think that's one of the great things. You're in high school, you get to protest all sorts of stuff. When I was in high school, people were protesting the war in Vietnam and all that sort of stuff, and Watergate. Okay, this is the best you can do, Riverside High School. I mean, seriously, I walk through metal detectors several times a week. You go through metal detectors to get on airplanes. Heck, you walk through metal detectors to get into Summerfest. It's really, you're right, Susie, it's for your own good. It's unfortunate that the world has come this way, but the truth is that's it. And if it deters somebody from trying to bring a gun into a school, walk through the darn metal detector.
It is a strange reality for students, though. I mean, you know, you're used to coming and going, but again, I think the times reflect this. I mean, schools didn't used to be locked down. Now you go to a lot of schools and you have to be buzzed to get in the front door.
You know, here's the thing, though. You get used to it. And at Nicolet, in fact, I had to text my friend who's on the foundation with me at Nicolet. You know, do we have, oh yeah, that's right, we do have a metal detector in the front. Now, we just have one in the front. But we walk through it and we don't even think about it. Honestly, you get used to it, and Riverside will get used to it also.
When I first started practicing law, metal detectors at courthouses were unthinkable. Now, I mean, you can't walk into a courthouse, in most courthouses, without having to go through the metal detector. It's just, again, an unfortunate reality, but there's all sorts of things that these kids could be protesting that I think might have some valid stuff. So concentrate on the big stuff, guys.
It's a great school, too. Those kids have a lot to be proud of, and, you know, I hope that they're fine and safe and that they accept that this is the new norm and it is no reflection on them. It is a reflection on our society, unfortunately.
All right, end of topic one. We'll be back with Viewer's Choice after this.
What's hot in our Viewer's Choice topic of the day?
Again, we have Susie Falk here and Jeff Wagner from News Radio 620 WTMJ. Facebook always changing its privacy policy. This time it's for teenagers. Users between the ages of 13 and 17 will now be able to share their posts with the public. Facebook says the change will allow teens to reach a larger audience. Should there be a stricter privacy policy for teens, or is this just a way for Facebook to try and, monetize on these teenagers who can be advertised to now?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I don't think there's a lot of parents out there that are thinking, hey, this is great. Now my 13, 14, 15-year-old, now they can reach a larger audience with their posts. My guess is not a lot of parents think that's a good thing.
Here's the problem. Facebook is getting a little desperate. I have an uninformed study, an unscientific study that went out. These kids aren't using Facebook anymore because guess what? We're on Facebook now and we're monitoring and we're checking in, and they found other ways around us on the social media sites. They've got Instagram and they're tweeting, and they're totally ignoring Facebook right now, at least in my little circle. So Facebook's looking to bring them back, and if it works, it works. Quite frankly, I think that there's a lot of risk though with these teens and Facebook, and I wish that as part of health courses, in whether it's probably middle school or even the grade schools, they would teach emotional health and the damage that can be done through some of these social sites, because there is a lot of damage that can happen.
When did oversharing become okay?
Oversharing?
Too much information.
Selfies and Snapchat.
We're a bunch of narcissists. Okay? Yeah, I don't know.
And it just feeds into the teenage mentality. But, you know, I think a lot of it falls on the parents, too. You have to know what your kids are doing.
Sure.
You have to check what they're doing. I mean, I think, you know, we run across Facebook things all the time for work, and you can access so many people's pages. They don't have any of the security measures on it. You can see all their pictures
Okay.
and their posts. And
But see, here's the really depressing thing about this segment. You guys have been on me for years to get on Facebook. I finally get on Facebook, and now
now
Susie's
we're
saying
dogging
it's
we're
passe.
hiding
on
other
Facebook?
sites, Jeff. We're hiding from you.
Look him up.
You do this. I'm going to find him.
Time for our lightning round. A mother of 3 and a fitness enthusiast is defending a photo of herself and her 3 kids. Some people accusing her of fat shaming, even calling her a bully. Do you believe that that's the case? I mean, is she?
You know,
is she doing
I
this?
looked into this, and at first I was a little put off by it. Mostly the headline. What's your excuse?
That is the one thing that made me
Sure.
go, okay, wait a minute. What's your scenario? You know, is there like unending money? You have a nanny, you have a maid.
Right,
That
but,
makes a
but
difference.
If, you know, if you, I don't know. I looked at the woman's site and I read up on her, and she's the real deal. She's got a few businesses. She's got 2 nursing homes or senior living centers that she owns, and she's there. She is a physical trainer by trade, but now she does blogging. She writes books, and her point is, you know, what is your excuse? She's like, nobody has to look like me, but you need to get out there and be more healthy and find a reason to exercise. If for no other reason than your kids want you around 20 years from now. I guess she had an unhealthy mom who was overweight, and this mother had diabetes and missed her wedding. So she's got an issue with people who aren't taking care of themselves, and I actually kind of like this message.
I say if you've got it, flaunt it. And if that's how you look after a couple kids, I see nothing wrong with posing on a picture like that. Go for it, Gal.
Google this woman. You know, find her online.
Steve's not saying anything. He just looked at me like
Well, that's how Garrett is going to look after the third.
the third.
The third. Do you know something we don't know?
He's jumping way ahead. No twins.
Courtney looks terrific, and Courtney takes care of herself. She jogs, and you know what? We should all find time in our days to take care of ourselves.
You do a lot more than jog.
She works very hard.
All right, the What's Hot discussion continues online. Find that page at tmj4.com/hot, and I cannot find Jeff Wagner on the Facebook. We'll work on that.
Coming up, Storm Team Forecast.